Hello, and welcome to Hollywood Headlines. I'm your host, Paige Davis, and on tonight's episode, we're going to be talking about the latest news in Hollywood, starting with the 2026 Academy Awards. Hollywood Headlines starts now. Before we get into today's show, I would like to take a moment to thank Maddie Heckler for being today's guest. The 98th Academy Awards took place on March 15th, concluding a bombastic award season that saw films vie for Hollywood's top prize. The show, once again, was hosted by Conan O'Brien, who kicked things off with an homage to Amy Madigan's role in Weapons as Aunt Gladys. Madigan herself won Best Supporting Actress for the role shortly after. This win marks 40 years since her previous nomination for her role in the film Twice in a Lifetime. Other Best Actor winners include Michael B. Jordan for Sinners, Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, and Sean Penn for Supporting Actor in One Battle After Another. The show also saw performances from the cast of Sinners with I Lied to You and K-pop Demon Hunters Hunter X for Golden. Both films were up for Best Original Song, which went to the writers of Golden. Controversy arose, however, when one of the writers for the song was interrupted while giving his acceptance speech. In the end, One Battle After Another took home Best Director and Best Picture. Those wins were a satisfying victory for director Paul Thomas Anderson after decades of working in Hollywood. Maddie, did you watch the Oscars?
I didn't watch them, but I never really have time to actually watch any award shows anymore because they're on so late. But I did look at a article that was like posting live winners.
Yes, I did see some of that stuff too as well. I did not watch the Oscars. I kind of just like kept up with live feeds as well. Yeah. The big thing I saw was like the Timothée Chalamet controversy and stuff like that was a big thing I saw, and I saw that Conan also threw shade at Timothy because he was like dissing on ballet and theater. And even theaters like apparently clapped back at him and were like, hey, we'd totally give you a free ticket to like see our show, but all of our tickets are sold out, so sorry, we can't even give you one if we'd want to. So Timothée Chalamet, if you're watching this, get your head in the game, bro.
Yeah.
Was there anything that caught your attention? Was there your favorite person to see at the Oscars?
So there was a lot of people that actually attended, but something that kind of stuck out with me because I'm a big like online person when it comes to like YouTube and stuff like that. So for the first time ever, Markiplier was actually invited to the Oscars, but he kind of missed the red carpet because apparently he said in his post that like the whole thing's apparently red, so he got confused and lost his way, and so they just took him right to the VIP section. But I think Alex Warren there. I forget if he was there.
I feel like he probably was there. I wouldn't be shocked.
Alex Warren was there. I think Sabrina Carpenter was there as well.
There's always a bunch of people
There's always a bunch of celebrities there that I absolutely love. Something that did stand out to me was McKenna Grace and Mason. Their look together, it was so cute.
I love McKenna Grace. Fun fact, I actually saw McKenna Grace in real life, like basically almost met McKenna Grace.
No way, how?
I was at a concert and she like makes music too. And so she was at the pre-show for the Jingle Ball, and I was like 10 feet from her. It was crazy.
So cool.
So love that girl. Love McKenna Grace, my queen. Ready or Not, here it comes. The second installment to the 2019 horror comedy, Ready or Not, is slated to hit the theaters on March 20th. The aptly named sequel, Ready or Not, Here I Come, begs to answer the question, how the heck did she get herself in this situation again? This film picks up with the final shot from the first film, with Scream Queen Samara Weaving reprising her role as Grace as she is taken to the hospital and questioned by the police. However, the unthinkable happens and the game starts again. But this time, she has to battle the international heads of 6 satanic families. The film stars Catherine Newton, Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Elijah Wood. Ready or Not, Here I Come is trying to balance the real-life trauma of surviving a satanic hide-and-seek match put on by your own in-laws with the absurdity of continuing the game. Maddie, are you planning on seeing the new movie?
I actually I didn't know this was a movie. I haven't heard of it before, but it
Hmm.
sounds interesting. So I might, just like with Now You See Me, Now You Don't, I might, like, once the movies actually all, like, come out, I might watch them all in a row
It
and, like,
sounds
binge
good, yeah.
them.
I've heard of the sequel. I may have seen the first one. I honestly don't remember. I don't think I have, but it sounds really good. I think I was gonna say I'm sure my boyfriend, if he's seen the first one, he'll probably make me go see the second one, which is
Yeah.
fair. Because I need to watch the first one. It actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen the ads for this movie and
Oh
it looks
yeah,
really good.
I think I've seen the trailer. It seems really interesting and it sounds like something I'd probably like as a movie. So,
If you were a member of a satanic family, what game would you make them play?
oh God, I don't know. That is a very interesting question. I would try not to be a part of that family in the first place, but I guess if I was, I guess hide and seek or maybe tag.
Tag would be an interesting
Tag would
one.
be interesting.
That could be an interesting one. Mm. When we come back from the break, we will be talking about the cancellation of Access Hollywood. Hollywood headlines, we'll be right back. NBC Universal will no longer produce first-run syndicated TV programming and will be shifting to distributing library content. With this shift, this will end the long-running TV shows, most notably Access Hollywood, along with Access Live, Karamo, and The Steve Wilkos Show. Karamo and Steve Wilkos have both wrapped up production, and the new episodes that have been taped will air throughout the summer. Access Hollywood and Access Live will continue production through the summer before ending their show during the fall. Quote, NBC Universal is making changes to our first-run syndication division to better align with the programming preferences of local stations, end quote, said Francis Berwick, chairman of Bravo and Peacock. This will end the nearly 30-year run of Access Hollywood, with the first episode airing in September of 1996. Maddie, did you watch Access Hollywood, and what do you think of the show's ending?
I think I've seen Access Hollywood a couple of times. I think after seeing it a few times, I kind of stayed away from it because I noticed how bombarding they were with their celebrities, and when they tried to get like questions from them, when I saw them like a while ago, they just literally bombarded them whenever they were out in public, and I just thought it was really rude. So I didn't fully watch it all the time. I've seen them around. I've seen their social media presence, but I've never really like watched them per se. But the ending, like for how long it's been running, is kind of crazy
I
because it's been
agree.
running for so long. And switching to library content, that's definitely an interesting swing.
I was going to say, do you plan to keep up with NBC Universal's library content?
Maybe it depends on like what kinds of libraries, if they're going to be in, if it's going to be in like public libraries or like e-libraries, stuff like that. Maybe I will.
That's fair. That's fair. I was definitely more of, I used to watch Entertainment Tonight a lot with my parents,
Yeah.
which I prefer Entertainment Tonight over Access
Oh
Hollywood.
yeah.
I always find their content a little bit more engaging.
Oh yeah.
The book to movie takeover continues. The popular Colleen Hoover book, Reminders of Him, just had its movie debut in theaters on March 13th. The movie stars Ruby Pankow, Lauren Graham, famous country singer Lainey Wilson, among many others. This movie is a romantic drama film about Kenna Rowan, who made a mistake that led to her boyfriend's death and ended up serving time upon her release. She began seeking to reunite with her daughter, and at the same time, local bar owner Ledger gives her a second chance, which leads to a secret romance between them. Maddie, have you seen this, or do you plan on seeing this?
I do plan on seeing it. The only movie I have not seen of hers is It Ends With Us, only because that book was quite controversial. I did read the book, so I kind of know what the movie is about. I do eventually want to see it, but I did see the other one that just starred McKenna Grace. So I definitely want to see this one. I saw the trailer. It looks absolutely amazing. So I'm like super excited to see it. I might wait till it's coming out on streaming to save a little bit of money.
As you
But it seems like it's gonna be really interesting. And as much as I love romance films, I think I definitely want to see it.
Heck yeah, if you've already seen the other films, might as well go see the others. I'm going to be
Yeah.
honest, I've never seen a single Colleen Hoover movie, and I've
Yeah,
never read a single
understandable.
Never read a single Colleen Hoover book. I'm also not much of a reader. I really should be.
It took me a while to get into books.
It's okay. I used
so
to be really into books when I
you're
was
good.
younger, and then I I kind of felt like yeah, it happens. Time happens. You get busy, so
yeah.
it'd be like that sometimes. The popular show Buffy the Vampire Slayer aimed to come back with a reboot called Buffy: New Sunnydale. but it has been abruptly canceled by Hulu. The pilot episode for the reboot was rejected, with Sarah Michelle Gellar, the star of the original series, taking to Instagram shortly after to share that the series would not be moving forward at all. Geller blamed the cancellation on one executive, sharing in an interview with People that, quote, "We had an executive on our show who was not only not a fan of the original, but was proud to constantly remind us that he had never seen the entirety of the series and how it wasn't for him," end quote. A report from the Deadline revealed that the individual as Disney Television Group President Craig Ehrwich. Maddie, were you excited for the reboot?
I watched a few episodes of the original because my mom was a favorite. That was one of her favorite shows growing up. She loved that series, and then that prompted her to watch Vampire Diaries. But I don't know. Didn't even know that it was being rebooted. I only knew about the original, and I've seen a couple of things, but I don't think I ever really got into it.
I also have heard it's a pretty good show though. A lot of people are
Yeah.
big fans of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, especially because oh my gosh, I forget the name of that one actress, but I know she was also in Gossip Girl, but she was also in Buffy
Yeah.
Vampire Slayer, and she
Yeah.
unfortunately passed away last year, the year before.
Oh
And so I
yeah.
know a lot
I
of
did
people
hear
are
about
really
that.
talking about it after that. I feel like that would have been cool to reboot it. Do you think that we might see another attempt to see a reboot in the future, maybe?
Maybe there's always consistent remakes or reboots of shows. I think a really notable one in my opinion is Full House. That got a major reboot and people were wanting another reboot after the second one. So literally so many shows have first reboots and then second reboots. So who
Big Bang
knows?
Theory's on their third
Oh
reboot too,
yeah,
like Big
for
Bang
sure.
Theory, Young Sheldon, and now they're on Mandy and oh my gosh, Georgie and Mandy, which my parents watch it. I want to watch it, but I haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything always has a reboot. When we come back, one of our Hollywood Headlines members will be sharing his thoughts about the new film Project Hail Mary. Hollywood Headlines will be right back. Welcome back. This week, Academy Award nominee Ryan Gosling is returning to the big screen with Project Hail Mary, a sci-fi thriller from Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. Our friend Michael has stopped by the theater to check it out. Michael?
Hello, everybody. I'm Michael W. Keehan, and I saw Project Hail Mary in theaters earlier this week. The film is directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. It's written by Drew Goddard, and it's produced by and starring Ryan Gosling as an astronaut who ends up on he's not actually an astronaut. He's like a middle school teacher who ends up becoming an astronaut through a series of events and loses his memory and ends up meeting an alien named Rocky who he works with to save both their planets from dying suns. It's a hard sci-fi story and based on a novel by Andy Weir, who wrote The Martian, and that was initially a worry for me that it would be too much science jargon, and yeah, there's a lot of science jargon, but the film is still really entertaining and engaging nonetheless. It's directed really well. The nonlinear structure is works just works. It goes between the uh, uh, Ryan Gosling's time on the ship and his time before it, and we find out how he got there through a bunch of events. We learn about his and Rocky's lives. Yeah, there's this film is just really, really well done. I was not bored for a single moment. I thought Ryan Gosling gave a really good performance. I liked him in the Barbie movie, and I really liked him here. I think he would be a good contender for next year's Oscars, but who knows? It's we just had the last one, so it's hard to tell. But yeah, there's and Lord Miller, who you might know from the Lego Movie, the Spider Verse movies, maybe 21 Jump Street. But yeah, they did a great job with the direction. Yeah, there's some incredible visuals in this movie, a lot of good practical effects, including the puppeteer work for Rocky the alien. The score by Daniel Pemberton is just beautiful. He's the guy who did the score for the Spider Verse movies. If you remember the Prowler sound effect, the I probably did that wrong, but yeah, you know what I mean. This is just an incredible movie. I can't recommend it enough. It's directed well. It's written well. The acting is great. Gosling, Sandra Holler, and Lionel Boyce are also in this. They did good jobs. Yeah, I mean, I think I mean, even if you're not really into like hard sci-fi, I would highly recommend this movie. Yeah, that's it's great. Project Hail Mary, 10 out of 10. Uh, thank you for watching.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's episode, but make sure to come back next week for the latest news in Hollywood. A big thank you to Maddie Heckler for coming on today's show. I'm Paige Davis. Have a great week, Millersville.